Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more gut feeling stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. Do not get into a car with someone who says they are just a little tipsy. The guy who was trying to convince us that he was totally fine to drive didn't die that night, but he did have to spend 2 years learning to walk again. Yep. Do not get in a car with someone who's literally drunk. Seriously. It's better to be safe than sorry. Just get an Uber. My son has leukemia and is on chemotherapy. He was just off, looked paler than usual, and something just felt odd. Turns out chemo had obliterated his blood so much it might as well have been water, and he would have died within days. 2 blood transfusions, 5-day hospitals, and 2 weeks of chemotherapy, and he was on mend. I went into traumatic shock, and the one thing that pulled me out was a debrief with my doctor, who told me I had just saved my child's life with my maternal instinct and never doubt it. Fast forward a few months and he got an infection, and that same odd feeling woke me up. He spent a week in hospital that time. I hope the son is a lot better now, man. Must be so tough. That is scary. But seriously, yes, trust the mum instincts. This is before cell phones. Think beepers. I went out one night and was meeting my bestie halfway between my house and hers. I noticed this truck drive by me and he slowed down to a crawl. Another car was coming, so he kept going. My spidey senses were triggered though. I saw my best friend and I grabbed her and pulled her into an old shed at an abandoned house. I shut the door quick and told her to be quiet. There was a space, so we were able to see this truck coming. She is whispering rapidly to me, asking me what's happening. I told her that I had seen that guy a few times before and he made me nervous. He slowly crept down the street, pulled over and got out with a flashlight. That's when we saw the gun. The most terrifying thing, it was only moments but felt like hours. He finally took off, but I was hesitant to leave yet. We stayed there for about 15 to 20 minutes and he came back 4 or 5 times. Finally, we heard our names being called. Her older brother and his best friend came looking because it typically takes 10 minutes to get from my house to hers. I'm convinced that she and I would have been both dead if it wasn't for that shed and me trusting my spidey senses. What the hell? It sounded like it was hunting his prey, like kind of thing. He literally had a gun? Yo! So he was planning on kidnapping them first and then doing whatever he wanted to do, and then he would have killed them eventually. That is scary. And the fact that they had no phones back then too. Oh my goodness. I feel like that's why so many crimes back in the days don't get solved, because there was like no cameras, no cell phones, nothing, no evidence, no DNA tests. They literally just had to go off of instinct. Was hanging out with my brother who was visiting from a few hours away. We went to one of his high school friend's house to shoot the shit. My brother's friend had a kid who was literally bouncing off the walls. After one bounce, I heard a little scrape behind me. I looked behind me to see the 8-point deer head mounted to the wall just in time for another bounce. I snatched that kid out of the air just about 3 inches from giving the kid 4 stab wounds to the skull. What? I mean, how is he just bouncing off the walls? You know, like, this kid is a bouncy ball. I swear, kids, literally you don't watch them for 5 seconds and then done it. I had befriended a very troubled girl when I was 18. She was 2 years younger and had horrible parents, horrible friends, and horrible judgment. She was on Tinder, pretending to be 18, and showed me some conversations with a guy in his early 20s that she was planning on meeting. I told her I could not pinpoint why, but he gave me bad vibes. There was no red flags in the convo, but I had a horrible sense of dread about it. Beyond the anxiety of her pretending to be an adult on Tinder, her nasty little friends ended up convincing her I was jealous, so she went on a date anyway, but took some pepper spray I gave her. I was 100% correct. He followed her to her car after she cut short the very bad and creepy date, grabbed her and she pepper sprayed his ass and drove away. We aren't friends anymore. Had to realize at a certain point that I'm not a therapist, but I hope she's made better choices since then. This person's actually an amazing friend. And the other friends who was like, you should totally go on a date with an adult. Yeah, she should really ditch those friends, man. They almost got her killed. Because some friends are literally just your friends for the drama. They literally just want to hear stories from you. That's all. They don't care about your company, what they can do to help you be a better person. They don't care. They just want the drama. They just want the stories. And those are not the friends you need in your life, okay? This happened like a year ago, but I still remember it clearly. I was walking to school and there was one of these roads when there's a little place in the middle for pedestrians to stop for a moment. So anyways, I was waiting not at the pedestrian stop, but at the edge of the road. This guy in a car gestured at me to cross the road, but my gut started screaming loudly at me to not go. He didn't even have time to roll down his window before the guy behind him crashed right into the back of the first guy's car and over the pedestrian stop thing. Avoided something big there. What? Dude, I feel like nowadays people don't even stop for pedestrians anymore. Before, people would be like so nice and they would stop. But now people are freaking speeding through the pedestrian. Like, I'm gonna go first. I swear. One time I met a guy in a bar and went home with him. I realized something was wrong after several red flags and ran out of there. Literally ran in my undies away from this man. Cops found me and gave me my things back. They told me I made the right choice to run because they have had women call about him before. Don't want to know what would have happened had I stayed. It was Halloween and my mum and stepdad were fighting. I typed 911 but didn't dial it yet. He's very aggressive. I heard the fight getting worse and saw from upstairs my sister run out of the house and my mum followed her, so I followed too. Turns out he was getting a gun. So I pressed call and handed the phone to my mum and we walked away from the house. At one point he tried to go after us, but his costume got stuck on the door. Anyways, basically my gut feeling was as soon as I heard them yelling, I turned my music down and listened. I didn't usually listen to the fights because it's not an unusual occurrence. Damn, so that day they knew the dad. They knew the dad wanted to kill everyone. Crazy. The guardian angel was like, hell no, you ain't getting out of this house, not today. I was playing in the deep end of the pool with a bunch of my cousins having a good time. Something told me to turn around towards the shallow end, and when I looked behind me, there my sister was, drowning. It's crazy because she was in the shallow end with floaties on, but got stuck upside down and couldn't flip back over. What's even crazier was that this was a barbecue. There were adults literally everywhere, but I was the only one who saw it. I calmly swam towards her. Her legs were thrashing in the air. Dad nearly kicked me in the face, flipped her right side up, hoisted her onto the ledge of the pool and was like, hey mom, sister's name was drowning. And went back to playing, and you know what? My sister didn't even look phased. Just asked for a hot dog without bread and kept it pushing. Yeah, it's crazy that nobody helped because they were just all assuming, oh yeah, everyone's just having fun. You know, all the adults are here, everything must be fine. And they probably just assumed she was like trying to play because she had her floaties on kind of thing. Man. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.